monster idea combined with a magical weapon idea. The magical weapon one would be a trip whip. In effect, on a hit or a successful attack or whatever, you could choose to either do a small amount of damage, and it would be small, maybe a max of 2d6, or a dexterity-based grapple, meaning they have to pass a dex check to successfully escape. Now then, give this to a monster with multiple hands. Something like those spider drow centaur things that live in the deep dark or the underdark or whatever you want to call it, and have them wield 2 to 4 of these things. Have them fight in pairs, with the other one having a spear or knives or something to stab down enemies. On critical hits, it always immediately knocks you prone. If the person who gets hit by this is trapped and doesn't manage to get out on their turn, then for an action, you can immediately knock them prone. This will again do absolutely no damage, unless there's an environmental hazard, like they're fighting on lava or something. But this is a great way to make low-level monsters a lot more dangerous out of seemingly nowhere. Because when knocked prone, it's typically considered that melee attacks will have advantage against you. Put this in like a medium-sized tunnel, big enough for the centaurs to get past, but make it hard, not impossible for anyone to squeeze by. And then you can have them do a guard setup where different sized or different pairings of this group would be set up. So there'd be a spider with trip whips and then one with a spear. And a little further down there could be like a magic user and a normal fighter. And you could just build out a hallway of these enemies who are there to act as like last-ditch guards before something important. The spider people's homes, a treasure area, anything you want, really. And you would want to make this like a smaller hallway for a reason for the guards to not just rush the players, but instead to hunker down and become defensive. And you would want to pair the spiders up, because the one with the trip whips would do almost no damage by themselves. But if you give them like some form of multi-attack, because they have 4 hands or something, 2 human, 2 spider, then you could have them have a partner who is exclusively there to do damage, but is very weak and is hiding behind the tripping one. And since the spider has multiple hands and multiple attacks, each one can be holding a different trip whip, where they can have like 3 or 2 or however many. And that's how many tries they get to try and trip either this player or any of the players. So like if they get 1 successful, they could try again and again. And instead of using AC, you could use a dex-based thing, but that might be a little complicated. Yeah, there's a rough idea for a magical weapon and an enemy setup. Thanks for listening.